Florida is a lab, right? This is the front line. This is where this sort of experiment on what Project 2025 is going to look like nationally. We can look at Florida and see what's happening where you are. And I just wanted you to talk about that a little bit. Like, what are the experiments in the lab that Florida has cooked up for Floridians that are not only in line with Project 2025, but seem to be like that was a pre-rollout to see would it work? Will this kind of
Yeah,
thing work nationally? So if you
absolutely.
could talk to that a little bit, since that's your focus there in Florida.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Florida is a microcosm, and we've been dealing with Florida man squared, both DeSantis and Trump living here, and each trying to outflank the other to the right. And so, the result of gerrymandering means that constitutional ballot measures that are progressive tend to get 60% plus support, but we are governed by a Republican supermajority and have been for almost 30 years now. And so what that means is they have been able to do things without any of the checks and balances, without any of the guardrails. So you end up in a state where they ignore climate change, they ignore housing, they ignore the insurance crisis that we're dealing with, and instead they focus their attention on book banning and
Culture
curriculum
war.
censorship.
Yeah.
All of these culture war invented problems because they believe that they can, as long as there is a scapegoat, as long as there is outrage, then no one's paying attention to what they're doing over here. And and so yes, we end up with an abortion ban that effectively bans abortion statewide. We end up, being a state where co- the majority of tenured professors have their resumes out, where our universities are plummeting. They're raiding our public school coffers to fund unaccountable private schools, charter schools. All of these things are happening, and they are all part of the Project 2025 plan, which is fundamentally to raid the public coffers, to privatize everything.